and welcome to the Lonely Marks Wrestling Podcast here on the Lonely Marks Wrestling Podcast channel. I am Austin Pez Howell, along with my fellow Lonely Marks. JPO will be along in just a little bit. We got Jacob Barber. How's it going, Jacob?
It's going. It's been a day.
It's going. I know you've had a day and some personal things, but I appreciate you being here, man. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a welcome distraction for the next however long we'll be here. But excited to talk to you. We got another AEW pay-per-view coming up, so it'll be fun to talk about that.
Yeah, no, we'll definitely do that. And JPO is our prediction man. He'll be along in a little bit. So we'll do that near the second half of the show. Won't be a super long show tonight. We're just doing a couple of little things here and there, and we'll get out of here. And the man who will be joining me for Wheel of Movies right after this show, Richie Goodacre. How's it going, Richie? And the man who has to deal with dogs who don't want their nails clipped, Richie.
yeah. We pushed the show back because I was like, oh, well, gotta take it to the vet. And also had to, trying to get eardrops into her too. No. She's like, no, fuck that. What are you doing?
I don't want that.
This is bullshit. What are you doing? This is not. I was supposed to be, and she didn't even get a walk in today too because it's raining. She's like, oh, well, this is bullshit. Why? What did I do to deserve this? This is not part of the deal. So yeah, she's not too happy with me. So she's sleeping. So hopefully she's gonna be fine. But you know what? The important thing is I'm gonna be fine because I'm gonna be I'm gonna be talking and wrestling with you again.
Sounds good, man. Well, let's talk some wrestling, shall we? We'll start off again while we're kind of waiting for JPO to get here. We did our PWI 100 draft last week, and as we do with a lot of these drafts, we had to put together a little fantasy card out of those people that we drafted and see what matches we would like to see with that small roster. Jacob, would you like to do the honors and go first, just so I can buy Richie a little more time to put this together right now, and then I'll go after that. He definitely is not putting together right now as we're doing this. He's definitely not and he definitely did this right after we drafted last week.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, totally.
So did I. I definitely didn't do this 3 hours ago.
It's all good.
Well, I should say I had half my card and I was just struggling where to put everybody else, and so I ended up coming up with an 8-match card. And we're going to kick the show off with Javon Evans versus Santos Escobar. I think that could be a fun opener. I think their styles could work really well together. Give me Santos Escobar going over in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Up next, it's definitely not a case of I had these two left, so they ended up going up against each other.
They get to do the second to the opener, yes.
And it's unfortunate because one of them could very well be vying for a world championship very soon. But my next match is Atlantis Jr. versus Darby Allin, which I still think could be a fun match.
That could be a fun match, although it'll be probably more even than I like to usually see Darby matches go.
Right.
I usually like to see Darby fighting a big guy that can throw him around a little bit. But, hey, Atlantis Jr., they'll do some stuff.
Yeah, I debated putting them against one of my big men, but I put them against each other instead, as you will see when we get to my main event. But we'll give Darby Allin the win here. Up next, we have a 4-way match between Hiroshi Tanahashi, Chris Jericho, LA Knight, and then we threw Jack Perry in there. I was going to do 2 triple threats, but I didn't want to put Jack Perry and Darby Allin in the same match since we just saw that recently. So I tried to be a little different, so I went with a 4-way here. And let's give let's give LA Knight the win. Yeah. Up next, we got another singles match between Wheeler Yuta and Carmelo Hayes. I think that could be a fun match again. I realize it might be 2 heels going up against each other, but Wheeler Yuta was once a face, and Carmelo Hayes was.
You can use Wheeler. Well, you can use either one as a face. They've both been faces before, so
Exactly. We're not talking current characters. We're talking over the past year, before this list was created.
Sure.
And let's give Carmelo Hayes the victory, and then up next we have a tag team match. I specifically drafted these guys so I could put them as a tag team: the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley, and Chris Sabin, going up against the reunited team of Randy Orton and Matt Riddle, RK Bro. I think this could be a fun tag team match. I would love to see. I I wanted somebody sniped in from me though. I was going to reunite Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, um, but somebody took Kevin Owens from me, so I reunited RK Bro instead. Let's give the Machine Guns the win here. One of my favorite tag teams just ever. And then everyone's favorite term. I have a triple main event.
Triple. Richie loves those triple main events.
Yeah.
Big fan of that.
And the first of those, but up next we'll have Logan Paul taking on Eddie Kingston. I think the promo battles alone leading up to this match could be fun. And let's give Eddie the win over Logan. Eddie is going through the table though. He is going through the announce table because it's a Logan Paul match.
And then Logan's Paul's pretty white chest better get redded up real good in that match. Yes.
And some internet sensation is going to come out and try to interfere, and Eddie Kingston is going to chop the shit out of him as well. Up next, the co-main event, we'll see Seth Rollins taking on Orange Cassidy. Say what you want, Orange Cassidy. He seems to deliver when he's in the ring with these kind of, big name opponents. But let's give Seth the win. Either way, I think it's going to be a great match. And then in my main event, we will see Gunther taking on Samoa Joe. I think that could be a great match. I don't know if they faced each other before in other promotions.
I don't know if Walter ever faced Samoa Joe anywhere. I'd have to look that up.
Oh, that would be amazing. That would be amazing.
I think it would be a great match, and we're gonna give Gunther the win to close out the night. So yeah, 8 matches. I think this would be a great card. I think we got some good action top to bottom.
I don't think they've ever faced each other because all I ever see in videos or anything is all these goofy video game videos that you see, when people do it in fantasy things. But I don't know. Well, actually, no, because that's a thing too. Yeah, no. So all right, no, that'd be a great match. I think those guys would beat the hell out of each other. I'd like to see that.
I was trying to do mainly things that we've seen Tanahashi and Jericho share a ring, but it was a 4-way this time, so a little bit different. I didn't want to do 2 of them though, with like Darby Allin and Jack Perry in the same match, and then Tanahashi and Jericho in the same match. So mix it up a little bit.
Yeah,
try to do mainly first time things.
Yeah, I tried to do mostly first time things also, although some of the Japanese guys I have, I'm not sure who they face and who they haven't. They might have at some point. So yeah, I'll give Richie another second. I'll dive into mine.
I'm ready. I'm ready if you want.
Okay, you go ahead, Richie. Then all right, if you're ready, you go ahead.
I mean, this one. I'm going different because the first match, opening match, is not a first time. They wrestled each other recently. My opening match is Joe Hendry versus Ethan Page. And I just think Joe Henry's a good person to open a show, get the crowd rolling. And you know what? I'm going to do what TNA refuses to do and put him over in a big match. So Joe Hendry will get the win there. And next week, I do believe. I believe in Joe Hendry, and I also believe in Daniel Garcia versus Shota Umino. So I think that match will be fire. I will give Daniel Garcia the win. Here on the match, I think will just be a hoss fight, and Hangman Page versus Damian Priest. Ooh, okay, give me that. I mean,
is Hangman a hoss? He's a hard hitter, but is he a hoss?
He's not big, but he's not huge, but he
kind of works big. Yeah,
he works like a big dude.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll give it to Hangman on that one. And this one I just put like it's a 6, basically a 5-person challenge. And so, let's make a number contender match. Why not? Carl Fletcher versus Blake Christian versus Sonata versus Okada versus Trick Williams. I'll have Trick Williams go over. Why not? Love that trick. And then next up we got what? Next up we got Alex Kane versus Moose. I think these two would work well together. And then probably a more predictable one: Mask versus Mask, Rey Mysterio versus Mascara Dorado version 2.0.
2.0. Yeah.
Yeah. So like Matt Hardy V1 or something. And then we got Will Ospreay versus Mike Bailey, which has definitely happened as well, but that match rules, so we're gonna do it again.
No, that was one I watched. Was that earlier this year, or was that like late last year, something like that?
It was, I think it was
earlier this year. Yeah, so it's another one of those like, which of the Will Ospreay matches is the best Will Ospreay match? I don't know. The last one I saw, all of them.
Right. And in the main event, we're gonna have an exploding barbed wire death match between Jon Moxley and Drew McIntyre. I reckon these two could beat the shit out of each other, and I'm all for it. There you go.
The barbed wire will actually explode this time.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Reminds me of that scene in Ricky Bobby. Get the invisible fire off my friend.
Oh, and that's all we got. Okay. Don't do that, Tony Khan. It's a dumb gimmick. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna open up my show. Triple threats to open and close the show, but there's a reason for that. So my opener will just be kind of a independent showcase. We'll get David Finlay versus Rocky Romero versus Michael Oku. The British guy who fought Ospreay. He's really good. And then my second match will be JPO taking on the Lunchador. It's gonna be, how the hell is he gonna pull that off? I don't know. So we'll see. What's up, JPO? How you doing, buddy? We're just going over our cards.
What did I walk in with all the sad sound effects? What was that?
Oh, because Richie booked an exploding barbed wire death match. For his main event. So you know how that one went last time AEW did one of those.
Yeah,
Whole lot of want. Make sure Eddie Kingston doesn't die. So my second match will just be a battle of the Japanese legends, Naito versus Satoshi Kojima. I don't know if they've ever faced off, but I'm sure they could have a good showcase. Yeah. My third one will be a Haas fight. That'll just be a big meaty match. Go Shiozaki, who I've ref for, he's a big Japanese dude, taking on Obafemi. So I think those two guys will beat the hell out of each other. And yeah, I'll have go over in that one. My fourth one would be the one that would hopefully possibly steal the show out of many of the show stealers on here. Ilya Dragunov taking on Zack Sabre Jr. I think that could be really, really fun. Submissions and just heavy hitting, but those guys just having a lot of fun. So number 5, Shingo Takagi taking on Josh Alexander. I think that could be a hell of a match as well. Hell of a wrestling match between two guys who are like big, strong dudes, but not exactly giants, if you know what I mean.
Surprised that hasn't happened yet. It hasn't happened?
I don't know. Yeah, some of these I didn't quite look them up, but maybe it has, maybe it hasn't. 6 will be another kind of meaty match, but not between giants, but just big strong dudes. Braun Breaker taking on Roderick Strong. So the Breaker and the Strong. Lots of
match of the backbreaker versus Braun Breaker.
Yeah, backbreaker and Braun Breaker. That's right. So the breakers. So yeah, that can be a lot of fun. Number 7 will just be a flying all over the place doing crazy shit showcase. Ricochet taking on Vikingo. Doing their thing.
A lot of flips.
Lord. That'd be a lot of flips. A flippy do match. Yeah, you got to have one of those on the card. My semi main event of the evening, Konosuke Takeshita taking on Jacob Fatu. God damn it, would these guys have a good match? That would be fucking great.
Punches. Ooh, God,
yeah, these guys would beat the hell out of each other, and they're very athletic, and that could be a lot of fun. And then my main event of the evening is a triple threat tribute to the Indies. So tribute to the 2000s Indies one more time. Get these guys in the ring together. Bryan Danielson versus Claudio Castagnoli versus AJ Styles. So get those guys in there and just let them have a good old-fashioned, ROH style triple threat match. So there you go. All right. JPO, you got a card for us for your PWI 100?
Am I the last one to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, because I was still piecing it together.
Yeah, all right, I did that. I was doing that on stream as well.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, let me see here. Just a couple more things I have to add.
Have you seen the Red One pitch meeting? That's good. That's good. Good. That's pretty fun. Check it out.
I have not. Well, I got to see the movie first, which I will tomorrow. All right, so on my card here, I'm gonna have Jay Uso taking on Nick Nemeth here. I think that'd be a good way to start things off here to over guys.
A lot of super kicks.
You know, and lots of super kicks. Hey, gotta start off with lots of super kicks. But then we're just gonna go into some really good wrestling. Because I'm gonna have Chad Gable take on Mustafa Ali. That sounds like a really great match. Maybe it did happen. Another one like maybe that could have happened. But I didn't think that was a great match.
I'll be happy to look that one up for you this time.
Yeah, look that up. Chad Gable, Mustafa Ali.
Right.
A fatal 4-way to kind of mix things up here. This is kind of a hodgepodge of personalities. Solo Sikoa, Mance Warner, who I just bought some stuff from on Whatnot. I'll be getting that in the mail soon. Hiromu Takahashi and EC3. I thought those were 4 fun personalities put together. Up next, kind of the battle of the young bloods from the 2 main companies. The second gen stars, Dominic Mysterio versus Hook. Let's see what these 2 can do together. That'd be a fun one. Maybe we'll see someday, maybe not. I have Mark Briscoe versus Finn Balor. Another one. They're like, oh man, put these 2 in the right storyline. Could be a lot of fun, hell of a lot of fun. And speaking of promo battles, this is where we're gonna have a lot of great promos leading up to the match. MJF versus Sami Zayn. Those 2 can put together such a delicious story, I think. And then I have a fun tag match here for you. Adam Copeland and Kevin Owens versus Christian Cage and Matt Cardona, making some sort of like street fight where all these kind of interlocking storylines here.
You have tag team names for them?
Canadians. No, because it's a blow-off match, Richie. They're not going to go for the titles. And then finally, just kind of put together the 2 guys that I think maybe were top of their companies for the last year, which was Swerve Strickland and Cody Rhodes. Another one I think could have a really good story. Put it in the right effort.
Well, and if Cody had hung around AEW, I'm sure that match would have happened at some point.
He could finish his story in AEW.
That's right. And as far as I can tell, JPO, 2 singles matches, I believe, for Mustafa Ali and Chad Gable, each on Raw, fairly short matches, but June of 2022, they faced off, and then almost a year later, April of 2023, they had a singles match as well. So just a couple of Raw matches, though, but not given a ton of time, so.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Give them a real,
give those guys
pay-per-view match.
Yeah, 12, 15 minutes. I'm sure they could have a lot of fun.
Fuck that. 12, get out of here. 15 to 20.
15 to 20. All right, that's fine.
Give them 9.
Give them 8 minutes. That's right. All right. Well, there we go. So, yeah, some fun cards there. Always fun to put those together and see what we can come up with. Let's get into the news as we usually do. I know we had another announcement for Survivor Series. Got a women's War Games match getting announced, and 5-on-5 kind of getting thrown together. I think that Zach Sheldon was chiming in, thinking it's just kind of thrown together. No real big story for this one. We'll talk about it. JPO, any thoughts on this one getting thrown together? Any big reason for it? What do you think? I'll look at the actual teams
it was kind of cool. They did the whole whoa, Rhea Ripley's back. We didn't expect her for months, which it just makes me take any kind of timeline never serious. I almost wonder if they knew from the get-go, no, she'll be back in 2 weeks, but let's say months, just so we can hype it. She came out with, of course, the face mask we've seen Cody and other wrestlers wear, and just grabbed the mic and War Games, she shouted, or she headbutted Liv, setting up the match here. I mean, it's basically the top 5 women versus the top 5 women from both kind of brands, Raw and SmackDown, are interlocked in this. You throw in the Nia Jax storyline, you throw in Liv and Rhea. So, I mean, I like it more when there's a faction thing. The Bloodline one makes more sense. But I guess we just live in the day where, and I'm not against equality by any means, but it is definitely more shoehorned than who's just kind of hot right now, which I don't hate. At least it's going to be entertaining. But there is less oomph to it than the actual Bloodline one.
Yeah, but to be clear, the match so far is Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi taking on the team of Liv, Raquel Rodriguez, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, and Candice LeRae is your actual match there, 5-on-5. So any bets that this will open the show? Most likely. We'll see what happens. Yeah, Richie, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I feel like, they're kind of committed to doing a men's and women's one, and I feel like maybe this was kind of thrown together in a way because maybe the Rhea injury not kind of being sure for Survivor Series made it that way, but also but like it still would have been sort of random, I guess. But I can see certain storylines play out throughout the match. Like I'm sure there's going to be dissension between Nia and Tiffany and whatnot. I'm sure it's going to be first up. It's going to be a decent match, but yeah, like not the War Games you're going to look forward to. Just it's a match. It's it's going to further the Rhea Liv feud, which I would assume possibly. I don't think the blow-off will be towards WrestleMania. Maybe. Well, you never know, but it could be sooner. But it doesn't seem that way. So yeah, I don't know. It'll be fun.
Yeah, Jacob, any thoughts on this War Games match, or them adding into it?
Yeah, I mean it is. Yeah, the blow off between Liv and Rhea, because I mean obviously it's not going to be done in a War Games match. I don't think. When does it happen? Because they have no other PLE between now and then. The next one is the Royal Rumble, which is not till February 1st. So how? Yeah, do you milk it that long? Do you build it to WrestleMania? I don't know. I mean, that wouldn't be crazy, but I mean, it's just interesting. I want to know the thing I'm looking forward to is, do we get another cash-in tease in the middle of the match? War Games match.
I'm sick of cash-in.
Yes, because they do it all the fucking time. So why not?
Yeah.
Well, no, because they did it last year. Are they going to do it again? Is this going to be a thing now? Is she going to like bring the briefcase down to the ring because Liv has already been in the match, and I don't know. I'm curious to see if that happens again. Maybe they'll.
Well, it is the thing of like, who says that Tiffany has to cash in on Nia, right?
Right.
Or it could, it could be a swerve and cash in on Liv. That technically she can cash in on either one, right?
Right.
I feel it'd be a waste though that they're building up this whole dissension between him and Nia, and then just to cash in on Liv would be like, okay, fair enough. But yeah, I get it, but yeah, I feel like they've kind of gone to that well too often, where it's like, oh, is she going to cash in? Just like, yeah. I mean, I'm just ready.
Follow through this time.
I'm ready for her to do it.
But yeah, the thing I'm looking for, like coming out of this match, I'm looking forward to it. I think all 10 women involved are going to be, pretty good. But yeah, it's like, where do Liv and Rhea go from here? Are we going to see the blow off like in the main event of a Monday Night Raw? Is that maybe something they're saving for the first Raw on Netflix? That could be a big match for that show. Like how long are they going to stretch this? Because it's been like months. Not that I'm tired of the storyline, but it's like when does Liv and Rhea end, and when do they move on to something different? That's what I'm wanting to know most about the match. Do you think Dom will interfere? No. He might throw weapons in the ring, maybe. I don't know.
He can't really. What can he do? He can't really hit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. At some point, he's just got to snap on Rhea. He has to. Just one kendo stick to the ribs.
Well, or just I mean, really anything would get him heat, you know what I mean? Or if he just, did something to Rhea's face to try to further injure it or something, anything he could do.
My pitch is that they do Dom versus Rhea on the first Raw on Netflix. That'd be good. I think that match has to happen at some point.
Well, yeah, I predicted it like a year ago. Who's your mommy match,
I believe
right?
was it this week that they said it's definitely TV 14?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it was kind of a thing, JPO. Yeah, it was like the end of the PG era officially because Raw on Netflix will be TV 14, or whatever it is on Netflix. Like I assume whatever the equivalent of that is. Not
So-
TV PG.
Well,
The realm of men fighting women is a little more open. I at the very least, I'm happy that we're not going to have to censor "holy shit" chants. That's been annoying.
Mhm.
or people doing the finger, when they black the screen.
Trying to
People-
hide from it.
Yeah, that or just blood or anything like silly like that. Like they can do it on Netflix and they'll be fine. Yeah, I mean it doesn't mean they're going to start dropping f-bombs, but they could be a little more
No.
loose with the promos and
I
Yeah,
don't
just be a little
expect
more
the
loose
cat
and-
or Dogger to show their titties, but so.
I think the others are going to be TV 14 outside of America as well, because outside America, NXT and SmackDown are going to be on Netflix as well. So, and I'm pretty sure they're the same rating. So,
Gotcha. And then on the men's side, just talking about they're doing a storyline building up the fifth man for War Games. We know who the new Bloodlines fifth man is. Bronson Reed has emerged as the Bloodlines fifth guy, and their big Haas that's going to join them in battle, and he has aligned himself with Solo Sikoa. And then they're teasing, who is going to be the fifth man for the OG Bloodline. We have, the Usos, Roman, and Sami Zayn all aligned. They approached Seth Rollins on Raw, but he rejected, ever teaming with Roman Reigns or having anything to do with teaming with him. So he's still in the mix technically. It doesn't mean it's technically gone. But I would think he's, and see if you guys agree, one of three possibilities that if they save it for the night of, and just bring out whoever it is, maybe right before the match. I would think the three possibilities would be Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, and potentially CM Punk. I think could get thrown in there. And keep in mind he's a Paul Heyman guy, so Paul Heyman can make a phone call, and throw that out there. So, Jacob, any thoughts on this storyline, how it's coming together, and who do you think the third man could be? What do you think?
It'll be. I kind of feel
the third. I said the third man, the fifth man. You know what I mean?
The
The
third
extra
man.
guy. The extra guy.
third man.
Yeah, that's right.
I kind of feel bad for the people who saw Raw before SmackDown, because it wasn't revealed until SmackDown that Bronson Reed was going to be the fifth member, but they kind of showed it on Raw because Raw was pre-taped. So kind of feel bad for the fans that were live. But I mean, I like the addition of Bronson Reed. I think he brings something different to the new bloodline. As far as the OG bloodline, I hope Rollins stays true to his word, even though he does, him and Bronson Reed are now 1-1. I hope he stays true to his word. And no, I'm not gonna help Roman. I think Roman would not want Seth's help. So I would not be upset if it was CM Punk, just kind of another Heyman guy, and Heyman kind of being like, listen, Roman, trust me. We can trust this guy. I trust him.
By the way, Paul Heyman, no stranger to managing War Games matches. We even did a retro show, remember, where he was managing the Samoan SWAT team. So he even has OG, bloodline War Games match experience, if you remember that, technically.
Yeah. So that's my hope. My hope would be CM Punk, and then for whatever reason that pisses Seth off, and we start their feud leading into WrestleMania.
No, I mean that can work. Richie, any thoughts on who you think he could be, or what makes sense to you?
I mean, I just think it's going to be Seth Rollins. I mean, I understand why, it'd be annoying to go back on his word, but I don't know. I think his hatred, I think it's just pointing that way. I think his hatred towards Bronson Reed will get too much. It's like, screw it, I'm going to team with you. I just feel like Cody Rhodes will make make a little bit of sense because of the history there. I feel CM Punk will be a bit random, although I have heard CM Punk's going to be there. I don't know what capacity. So yeah, but it makes sense for CM Punk to be there. I mean, that would tie into the Paul Heyman thing, but I just think it's more likely that it's Seth Rollins. But yeah, I'm willing to be wrong.
Yeah, JPO, any thoughts on who you think it could be or where this is going?
So what, the final one? Yeah, but it's got to be Seth, right?
It does it? Does it have to be? I don't know. I feel like they could pull a swerve here.
Who else could it be?
CM Punk or Cody Rhodes.
Cody maybe, because Cody's got the prior experience. CM Punk just doesn't make any sense. What's his beef with anybody?
Paul
It's
Heyman.
not, but
It's
So
a Paul Heyman.
doing it
connection.
as a favor to Paul Heyman.
Oh.
Paul Heyman
okay.
could say,
Yeah, I can buy that
I've got an ace
No,
up my
fair
sleeve.
enough.
I got a guy. I know.
Yeah.
I got a plan. Trust me
I
on
will,
this
I will
one.
say it is fun. It is fun storytelling, though. I'll give him props. Good pop when he called the wise man, and then also the nice fun twist of like the phone number is no longer in service. So I like that we're building this. We're getting there. So yeah, I'm enjoying the ride at least. You know what I mean? So
Well, then, having him come back with Punk out in the thing could be a nice, fun moment for Survivor Series leading into the match. A nice pop, a double pop. If you
no
will.
matter how Heyman's involved, he's gonna get that. He's gonna get such a pop. He got a pop just from
I'm ready for
saying wise man.
Yeah, no, he'll be back.
Oh,
yeah, he's coming back for it. Yeah, I feel like it's leading up to be a pretty good show. Yeah, you got your Gunther, Damian Priest rematch. Hey, one of my favorite matches of the year so far. You guys know how much I like that SummerSlam match they had. So those guys mixing it up again, I think could be a lot of fun. So it's shaping up to be a pretty fun.
Watch the Paul Heyman guy be right back. Yeah.
You shut your mouth, Richie.
Filthy horror mouth.
I will say though, I had to agree with him. People were complaining about Raw being pre-taped, and he was like, "No, they deserve to spend time with their family," and blah blah blah. And I'm like, "Am I agreeing with Ryback?"
They did that for what, Thanksgiving? I guess is that what they're doing?
Well, no, because it was the most recent episode of Raw that was taped, but which I understand because it was like this next week's episode of Raw is live.
And that's the one before Thanksgiving. You think it'd be the
before
other way around. But I guess it's because they need to do it because it's literally the Raw before Survivor Series. So they probably have to be there. It is what it is. Well, I mean, but they could do that, still give them the middle of the week off and reconvene on Friday. You know what I mean? Before Survivor Series. So, I mean, yeah, it's like
shout out to them for giving them some time out. Like they still had time off to spend with their families.
I mean, you do what you got to do. So, I mean, at least it's something. I mean, I feel like they've been more lenient with the guys' time off, since Triple H took over, letting guys take breaks if they need to take a break, just make sure they're healthy, or just if they need to, they've been able to keep people relevant during storylines, even through injury or absence, keep you. I mean, look at Paul Heyman, the thing. He's getting pops and he hasn't even been on TV in a while. You know what I mean? Like, it's what they did with Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns was getting pops and he wasn't on TV. Rhea Ripley, super over and she wasn't even on TV, the injury. So, keeping these people relevant, within storylines without them even being there is really great storytelling.
And Triple H can take time off and go and watch UFC with his wife because he was there at the John Jones fight.
Okay. Hey, he can do what he wants. They got a good relationship with UFC. So still waiting for Chael Sonnen to come in and be a manager.
And Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley were there too.
Yeah. I mean, hey, cross promotion. You know what I mean? Why not? The future president of the United States is, hanging out at UFC. All kinds of shit. What's going on with UFC? He's got his hands in everything. That Dana White. But yeah. So, what other news we want to talk about, guys? I mean, I know some of it relates to. We'll talk a little bit, as we're going over the AEW card. So, we can leave that a little bit off the table. JPO, you got any little news nuggets or anything like that you want to mention? Anything coming up?
Nothing too much coming up here. GCW's gearing up for their Hammerstein Ballroom return. They had that big pay-per-view a couple years ago. They had mixed reviews. They're saying they're going to do things, more hardcore and different this time here. And AEW is also going to run the Hammerstein soon too. So
I saw that AEW was also running Hammerstein. Well, AEW in general, did they not? Are they leaning?
Ring of Honor Final Battle. Ring of Honor Final Battle is going to be at Hammerstein. Ballroom. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that was just announced for Friday, December 20th. I want to say off the top of my dope. So yeah, we're gonna find a final battle, which has Jericho on the cover. We'll see. Which I know we're about to get there, but I'm too excited to hold it back anymore. And did anyone notice? Unless something happens on Collision or Rampage, no Jericho on the pay-per-view. No Jericho,
First time in a while.
If I talk to management, hey, can we push forward my Ishii match It's probably going to happen at Final Battle.
Yeah, no. So yeah, I thought that was interesting. Yeah, he's in the middle of a thing with Tomohiro Ishii for the title here. They'll probably just let him and Mark Briscoe
He should
rematch
be
at
on.
Final Battle.
That's what I'm saying. He should be on Final Battle instead of this pay per
On Ring
view,
of Honor?
and on
Yeah.
Ring of Honor for the Ring of Honor World Title. That's where he should be if he's the Ring of
Yeah.
Honor champion. Yeah, have that match as your main event of Final Battle. Yeah, do that instead. That makes sense.
Yeah.
If you're a Kruger fan, MLW re-signed Kruger. He's going nowhere.
Sick.
Big imposing dude.
Cool.
Leave Kruger alone.
No, I know he's good. Oh yeah, I know. Good. You know, he's getting his money. That is all good. Thank you. Good on.
I haven't heard MLW exactly that big. Yeah,
what's going on? Okay, can someone like fill me in? What's going on with Dustin Rhodes? Didn't he post something like
Something kind of cryptic.
that was like
social media.
retirement based, but then he's on the Final Battle poster.
Yeah, just it's vague wrestling shit. Like I don't know. Yeah, like what did he mean? I don't know. You know as much as we do. You're the one that posted the Twitter to us. So yeah, I don't know. Time will tell. You know, we'll see. Maybe if he drops those titles in Final Battle, maybe that could be a sign that like he's wrapping it up with AEW. I don't know.
Yeah, and I'm always curious about the only other thing I got there. I'm always curious about these, like, because I'm always curious about these, like the ID program they've got. I think there's a couple of, I think there was like one show coming up there where like two people who have been ID'd are going head to head, but they're not going to obviously name them yet. But there was.
Oh yeah, no, that's actually at a show near us in Clearwater for the World Wrestling Network. That'll be on WWNlive.com. I am a WWN alumni. I've done commentary for them in the past there. So yeah, really good people on that show. They haven't announced who the two ID opponents are, but not surprising. This is the company that has had ties with WWE in the past through Evolve and everything through Gable. So there's Gabe Sapolsky. So I'm guessing that's the connection there. So they've had connections with WWE before. It looks like they're starting connections up again. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I have a lot of friends on that show. So yeah, if you're near Clearwater or want to see it live, WWNlive.com.
Yeah, and on that note, on the, are you familiar with the problem Aaron Roberts?
No.
Okay, I think he's the last person to get ID'd. It says scattered from Memphis Wrestling, hometown the Dirtysburg, Tennessee. So yeah, I think he was scattered of a show that was just recently came out there. So yeah, and then other ones we brought up like just at the end of the show there. So yeah, but yeah, I like keeping up to date on that thing because I think it's a unique program they're doing. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't mind it. I mean, there was a really nice clip I watched of somebody getting surprised within the middle of the ring. Like moments like those are just kind of fun to watch. Like I had no idea who the guy was, but it was just still kind of fun to see him like his dreams kind of come true at the very least. In a way. And me too. By the way, another quick announcement. If you're looking for CM Punk's new movie, Let's Start a Cult, starring Stavros Halkias and Ethan Suplee. It is currently on VOD, and I give it a thumbs up.
Okay. I like the concept.
The gravel is scraping my penis. That's a quote from CM Punk. So if you're not excited, I don't know what else will get you excited.
All
right. So is it a $3.99 or a $5.99?
$7
geez.
maybe.
I'll watch it, but let's go down to $3.99 before I scrape it up. Wait for that Amazon credit.
Probably, yeah, you're probably okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. Yeah, to be fair, I didn't spend technically anything. I had Amazon credits.
So. Right? No. I picked that no rush shipping and get those Amazon credits.
Oh yeah,
digital credits.
Yeah,
so.
if I can, if I'm not like, oh shit, I'm running out of paper plates tonight, I'll wait and get that credit. Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. What else we got going on? Anybody else got any little nuggets? Again, not a huge, major news week. Most stuff is just kind of leading up to these two pay-per-views. But anybody else got any notes? I know I saw AEW running somewhat smaller venues at some of the places they're going back to. Could it be a trend for 2025? Then maybe trying to book a few smaller arenas, per se, to maybe reduce the issues with the crowds. Move. Yeah,
reduce the cost. I would imagine of the building. Less photos of people like, oh, look at the side. Fuck you. If you ever posted and gloated about that, fuck you.
Yeah, but also they always show that like hard camera side, which is always like I don't know. Doesn't the hard camera side always like the way the arena is set up is there's certain like places that always has empty seats. So it's like it's they'll show a photo of it like when people are just arriving at the arena like look how many people are here.
There's been that too. There's also been people just posting early ass photos where it's like, wait a minute, asshole, you can tell like it's not even like pre-show time. Like calm down. You know, yeah.
Or like there are some like in between when they do tapings of like Dynamite and Rampage, like in between the two shows when everybody's going to the bathroom, and getting refreshments. Like, oh, look at everybody leaving. It's like, yeah, they're going to the bathroom. Like that's what happens in shows.
It is weird. I mean, I understand the need to do like smaller venues, but then obviously, but then I'm going to the Grand Slam at Suncorp Stadium, which last hosted the Foo Fighters. So it's a big, it's like I guess like one-off ones. Like, and they haven't been to Australia yet, so maybe they do get the amount of people. But yeah, so I mean, it's a big swing. So we'll see what happens.
I don't think it would hurt for them to run like more like college arenas of that sense rather than like the big major city arenas. Yeah. I went to one in Columbia, South Carolina. It was like one of the college arenas that holds like 4,000 or 5,000 people, but you fill that up and it looks good and it's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Rather than trying to half fill or quarter fill a 10,000 seat arena, just fill the smaller venues and it's fine.
Yeah, Suncoast Stadium was like 10,000, 20,000 people.
Yeah, I'll cut them some slack there. They are still technically a new company as far as touring worldwide, so they're seeing who they draw and where they draw. Now they know, hey, we're not filling up 10, we're only doing 5. Then find a 5er. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like that's what you find. And then once you're getting to the point where it's standing room only, or not even standing room only, where it's sold out, look for an 8, look for a 10. You know what I mean? But finish filling 5 first, kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Shout out to our current Raw Tag Team Champions, Judgment Day hitting the 150 plus
150.
Mark.
That's right.
One defense. one motherfucking defense.
Yes.
Jesus, guys. That's what annoyed me with the tournament. Like, I was so annoyed. They're like, yeah, you guys got to defend your titles. We're going to give you a tournament so you can have for several more weeks. God damn it. It's like,
and you're getting mad at them because they haven't defended the titles. You're the general manager, you fucking idiot.
Yeah. Make them defend the titles. Be like, how about you guys get in the ring in an hour and you defend your titles right the fuck now, tonight? Like, get your ass in the ring. You're both active wrestlers. Get in the ring and defend these damn titles. I'll find you some opponents. Like anybody. Like you said, Jivio. When was the last time it was even defended on pay-per-view? I know, but oh my god.
I don't think either title's been
WrestleMania.
Either one of them. I would say since Mania, since the ladder change, neither one of them has been touched. No, and we've had some good stuff on SmackDown recently. Even though it ended in disqualification. Technically it was a DQ, but it was still a defense. Motor City Machine Guns have now surpassed Judgment Day as far as defenses go. Like
because they've had 2?
Because they've had at least 2.
Hey,
their record is bigger technically. Yeah.
No, it's always funny when in storyline general managers get mad at people for not defending titles when you make the matches in theory. The commissioner, the general manager, whatever. You make the matches every week, so make them get in the ring and defend their titles. Stupid.
It wasn't Finn Balor Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio having an argument. So like Dominic Mysterio, and he goes, "Oh, well, why don't you defend the tag titles with JD?" So I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, I guess I don't know if they have like a free bird rule, but no, yeah.
This is just a weird WWE trivia question, but it's been brought up to me twice today, which I thought was funny. You'll never guess who was the last person to submit to the sharpshooter in a match. Anybody? You're not gonna guess
it. Who knows?
Ricardo Rodriguez.
Fuck. Okay, Jacob evidently read the same article I did. Ricardo Rodriguez.
Saw the clip.
Never wondering. Well, no, what's funny is I just for whatever reason just looked that up for weird fun facts, and then I just saw Ricardo Rodriguez was interviewed somewhere where he's like, "Man, I can't believe I'm the last ever Bret Hart opponent."
Yeah, he was
last tap out to the sharpshooter.
Okay, I was going to say who did the sharpshooter.
Oh, is that what it was? Okay, I guess someone's just quoting on the site I'm looking at. Then, yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah, that's great.
But I mean, what okay, so let's say in theory, JPO, what Raw tag
Yeah.
teams do we have? We'd rather have them on. Somebody that would, defend them more. You got what, Authors of Pain,
Viking Raiders.
you've got the Viking
War Raiders.
Raiders, yeah, Viking
Vikings
Raiders, whatever
back,
you want to call
AOP.
them.
Well,
Yeah, you got the
I'm not even
Creeds.
I'm not against who has it. Just fucking defend them.
Defend it. Well, that's
Like,
what I mean.
I
But
like
I feel
Finn.
like
JD's underrated and been kind of a jobber. Just defend him. Is my
You
problem.
bring that up every episode.
well, I feel like it's because of they're involved in
He
this
really
judgment
has
tournament.
been the
They forgot
disco
about
of
the
the group.
titles. So get somebody who's not involved with this Judgment Day
But that-
thing.
yeah, but
get
my
the titles
problem-
on someone
but-
else.
My thing is that's not. I'm sure Vin Balor's not like, can we skip another week? It's the booking's fault. So my fear is, cool, give it to Viking Raiders, and then they'll probably be off TV for 3 weeks, and it's booking's fault. You need to fix the booking, not the wrestling.
Well,
That's my
also,
problem.
Are there tag teams in NXT that could be called up? I don't know. Like, could you
Sure.
Jade
Could
Frazier
you
and
call-
Axiom?
Could
Frazier
you
and
call up
Axiom.
Frazier and Axiom?
Tag
Yeah.
champs are good. I mean, if you want, you can, if you don't have faith in D'Angelo as a singles, you can do him as a tag. You got that Hank and Tank guy.
I mean, you broke up Chase
Cool.
U, which is stupid. But anyway,
Joe and
Yeah, I don't
Joe
know what
and
Andre's gonna do without that group.
the coffees.
yeah, you got Gallus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Gallus has been kind of just chilling for a little bit, Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, Axiom and Frazier are a well-established tag team at this point.
Yeah,
You
they
can easily
could-
break
they
them
could.
up.
they
Yeah.
could be brought up. Yeah.
I almost want them on SmackDown though. I feel like SmackDown has the more fast.
Well, yeah, no, I get that, and bring up the Hank and Tank guys, on Raw, and
They might be
yeah,
raw, more rawish.
yeah, a little more raw.
I don't really see them taking titles though. To be honest with you, they're like
Oh.
a worse Otis and Tucker.
Or just bring up people that technically us probably spent on the main roster, but like you put down NXT, get do something with Gallows and Anderson.
Yeah, Anderson's hurt, but yeah.
But I know,
Still
but they hadn't
ready.
been doing some of them for ages before that.
No, I know what you're saying for sure. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. Jan Cedric and Ashante Adonis a tag team. Do some of them.
No. I've done their history on this show before of them getting a hype package, still not wrestling, being drafted, have singles matches on Raw, being drafted at NXT, having one match and then breaking up. Yeah, they've got the worst. If you even count them as a tag team, you count them as one of the most failed tag teams of the way they were booked and forgotten about. Oh my god. No. The Cedric's like with Javon Evans. In fact, is like a kind of a tutor role, and Ashanti, and he's a face. Ashanti's a heel by himself.
Okay.
He's a playboy. He hits on the women backstage.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing Axiom and Frazier against the Motor City Machine Guns. That could be a lot of fun. And
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, no, I
I
mean,
yeah,
DIY, although they might be splitting.
DIY,
Like,
man.
there's some
Yeah.
matches there. There's
Yeah.
some
And
matches there for sure.
Not to mention, I have no idea what the status is of Lucha, the Lucha Brothers, but who knows? We'll see.
apparently the Phoenix thing is like tied up, or one of the two are
Yeah.
like tied up in their contract or
Those
something
Phoenix.
like that. Or
No, it's
yeah,
Phoenix,
it's like tied up
So
with.
Pence
They
is just
can't-
waiting it out.
Yeah, they're just kind of waiting it out. I mean, keep them healthy or whatever. That's fine. But yeah, I mean, they're not getting any younger either, so hopefully they can resolve the issue.
I'm sure it'll be resolved sometime next year. Worst case
For
scenario.
sure. But yeah. All right. Well, there you go. Well, let's get to some predictions, JPO. You got some things ready to go for us. You are the prediction man. You are
I
the man with
do
the plan,
indeed
the man
have
with
it
the
ready
card.
here.
Let's do it, man. All right. Let's see what we got. Boom.
Full gear, y'all, because that was a joke backstage. Because you got 11 wrestlers are in full gear, just cutting promos. That's where that thing came from. But it's Saturday, not a Sunday, but a Saturday pay-per-view this weekend here. Now, I don't mean to be vulgar, but does Chris Shannon looks like she's doing the smell my fingers thing?
Yeah.
Bottom right, like, hey guys, guess what I did? I do. I'm sorry, that was nasty. We got 10 matches for you because on the pre-show, y'all.
Main event.
Oh,
boy.
that chocolate chunk cookie being represented by Big Boom AJ along with Big Justice, the Rizzler, or whatever the fuck it is, taking on QT Marshall, who up until he was on RJ City's show, which I highly recommend, by the way. I forgot QT was still under contract. I forgot he left and came back. I just thought he left and never came back, but evidently he's back. So, Pez, most important match of the night. What do you got?
Well,
Which, by the way, reference AJ was/is a wrestler, so this isn't like a totally crazy match.
I don't know who this guy is, regardless. But you know what? I mean, we're
A
showcasing him on here.
TikToker who just does cute stuff with his kids, where it's like, "We love Costco. These cookies, they're good." Like that's all he does.
Okay, well, I guess I'll take that guy because otherwise, why the fuck would you have him on a pay per view? Sorry, 0 hour. So no, and look, I've rep for QT Marshall many times. He was in USWA down in Jacksonville for us, JPO many times. He was one of our main roster guys. So I know him quite well, and yeah, he's a really solid worker. But I feel like he's just going to be used for the spot here, and yeah, just to kind of placate to this dude. So I don't know who he is, but I'll give it to Boom Boom. Whatever his name is. Yeah. Sure.
I just spilled cold DP all over myself. Jacob, what you got?
Yeah, I'm hoping that when we see Big Boom, that we are pleasantly surprised by his in-ring skills, kind of like the way we were with a Bad Bunny. We're like, oh, this guy's actually decent. And so I'm hoping for that. I do think he gets the win. I think it's going to be the fans might like him and big pop to start the show.
Richie, what you got?
I mean, considering I feel like Big Boom, AJ, whatever that, and I think he's on a 1-match deal, and then QT Marshall is the perennial, job dude. So it makes sense to have him go over. I don't know what it is about like big YouTubers in the public sphere. I don't know. I got this sense that they're all loud and annoying. I'll go Big Boom AJ, but I like QT Marshall and his really white teeth. That is some white teeth. Look at that.
So you're going QT? Okay.
No, I'm gonna go Big Boom.
Oh, boom. Okay.
Okay. You know what? Just to be different and hopefully get the win on this win match alone to be funny, I'm gonna go QT here. I'm gonna go there smart, and AJ's actually gonna do the right business. Because if QT's at least on the roster, losing to this guy is not gonna help. So you can always do the thing where like maybe QT is unhappy and wants to beat him up even more, and then they can still go home happy with like maybe AJ getting the last laugh. Maybe this might even lead to some sort of like stupid sequel match. I don't know. Likelihood, I agree AJ's likely, but I'm going to say QT gets the win. I just actually want the real wrestler to win. Concurrent wrestler that's signed to a contract. But you guys think, boom, the Costco guys with that double chocolate cookie.
I'm not going to lie. That kid looks like you.
He's adorable. Yeah, you know what I mean? Adorable chubby kid. I probably, too, would have loved Costco as a kid. MJF taking on not his arch rival Adam Cole, but Adam Cole's buddy. Okay, Pez, if I was in a feud and I wanted to kick someone's ass, and you like instead like jumped ahead of me, I'd be a little annoyed. Like I don't really get the logic.
Yeah,
like,
I was gonna ask you to try to explain the logic of this feud for me, but I guess that's gonna be tricky.
No, so Roderick's like, yeah, I'm your buddy Adam, and I also want to fight MJF because you're my buddy and he hurt you. But like, wouldn't Adam Cole be like, oh, well, no, let me get dibs. Like, you can fight him later. Like, I'm the one invested. So they had a best of 3 series.
That and
Cole lost his.
Isn't
Roderick won his?
Okay. Wait, I have another question. Jacob, who's the heel or in the face in this match?
No.
So they very quickly, and this is one of AEW's problems, and we'll get to this later with like Chris Sandlander and others. They very quickly, since this whole thing has been brought up, tried making him a de facto face. So he has been less annoying, less of a dick. Same thing with Taven and Bennett, which works even less. Like Taven and Bennett do not come across as good faces. So it also just very unearned. The same thing with Chris Sandlander. Like it's just very unearned switch. You know, it's not like Adam Cole was getting beat up and Roderick Strong saved him. Just all of a sudden came out one week and was like, I'm your friend, Adam. And yeah, MJF's a douche. Like, oh, you're a face now? Is that it? That's all it takes? Okay. So
then you better shave that bad guy mustache of yours.
Yeah, no, it's not working. I don't know. Barber, who's won this match though?
Well, yeah, it should be MJF versus Adam Cole.
Natural feud.
I mean, I'm sure they're just saving it. Maybe they're saving it for Worlds, and you're gonna stretch it another month. But MJF is going to take this one. I think there's a few easy ones. I think this one might be like the easiest one of the night to predict. Like MJF's walking away with the win.
Richie, is it that easy? You agree?
Yeah, this feud is dumb, and it's doing nothing but damaging Adam Cole. To be honest, I don't know what he did wrong to have the worst booking in AEW, but ever since he's come in, he's had really bad booking in AEW. And yeah, there's no exception. I don't get it. I just have this match already. I don't know what Roddy gets out of this. That they flip people face and heel too quickly, as we'll get to. Just let them have a run before you kind of randomly do it. I'll go MJF, but I don't know with their booking lately. Watch it be Roderick Strong, but I'll go MJF.
No, I think this is a pretty easy one to tell. My only caveat, I'm going to say MJF at the end of the day. My only caveat is I don't trust Roderick Strong, which I think I shouldn't because he's been a douche character-wise. So I actually feel like this could be a swerve. I feel like this match might not even really, really happen. Like I could see a finger poke of Doom / Tech and Cole. Like I don't know. I feel like there might be shenanigans to this match, or the booking's just really bad and they'll have a straightforward singles match. Which either case, I think MJF's walking away the winner.
Don't worry, Adam Cole will put his leg cast back on and substitute in for Roderick Strong in this match. And wrestle with one leg. Yeah.
A year ago you had Adam Cole who was hurt, right? And then they were going to put him in a match. This time, Adam Cole's healthy, and you could have put him in the match. And you fucking don't.
Well, what are you gonna do? I'm going MJF as well. That's all I got.
Yeah, no, that's whichever way it works out. There's no reason to give Roddy the win. At least that's what we think anyway. MJF, Hangman, taking on Jay White. Nicely built match here, Richie.
Yeah, I really enjoyed their match at the last pay-per-view here. Considering Jay White won that, which I was actually surprised he did, I think, as much as I'm sort of not a huge fan of Even Stevens' booking, but I think Hangman should get the win here, and maybe this sets up a rubber match down the line, maybe at World's End. I think Hangman should win this, but it should be one of the better matches on the show. These two work well together, and they're great. So I'll go Hangman.
I'm gonna agree. Yeah, I think this one is technically hard to tell, though. I think it could go either way. I think it depends on just kind of what their direct future plans are. But I think because kind of Swerve got the last laugh in his last feud, I'm gonna go the Hangman picks of the W here. Pez?
I'm actually gonna go the other way. I'm gonna say Jay White pulls another fast one on Hangman, and more further frustrating Hangman to where he wants to then meet Jay for a third match on his own terms, i.e. something a little more violent, something akin to like a Texas street fight or, Texas death match or say goad him into, a third one. But Jay again, like maybe Hangman beats him up good, but Jay again steals one quickly, almost like he did in the last one where he just kind of, thwarted the buckshot and then, hit his move. I maybe something similar here to kind of further frustrate him, to go after him and goad him into something more violent. So I'm actually going to go Jay White here.
Yeah, I can feel that too. Barber?
I think we can still get there, even if Paige does get the win here, which is what I'm gonna predict, because it could be a thing where Jay White doesn't want to leave the score even. He wants to there needs to be a definitive winner, and Adam's like, no, I nobody. All they remember is the most recent. I won. I'm the better man. And then it's like, well, fine, I'll face you, but it's going to be a insert extreme match here. So either way, I do think we're going to get to what Pez is talking about here. But I still think, again, I could see it going the way Pez is saying. I just think they're going to do the 50-50 thing and give Paige the win here.
The winner gets to burn the other's house down.
Yes.
I think that's part of That's part of Hangman's like Titantron now, which is kind of cool. So yeah, a little bit split as I thought we possibly could be here, but the majority do think the Hangman might pull it off. 4-way tag team title action here. The Acclaimed Kings of the Black Throne, because they're not House of Black, we're just those two. The Outrunners, gotta love seeing the Outrunners on a pay-per-view. That's wonderful.
Mhm.
And Private Party. Starting off with me this time here, and of course it's the first one where I want to think about it longer.
Mhm.
I'll go with the simple wrestling logic of Private Party just won it. They haven't, you know what I mean? They've been kind of watching these teams, qualify. It's a 4-way. So I'll give it a Private Party at least hang out in another month. But I could kind of see them being a transitional champion. Like, I don't think it's crazy for possibly, Black Throne and pick it up, or maybe Acclaimed. I don't think they're going to give it to the Outrunners yet. I don't think a face over a face team would make total sense here, but I could see it being different. But I'm going to say the champs retain. Pez?
Yeah, I'd like to see, again, we always kind of say we want to see, House of Black get that push and finally get those straps. I think they will eventually. You could definitely par this down to maybe House of Black and Private Party one-on-one, so to speak, maybe at the next one, something coming out of this. But for now, I think Private Party will find a way to sneak it out of there. Maybe the Outrunners do something to kind of distract everybody, and Private Party comes in and, sneaks a quick win amongst all the chaos. So, yeah, I'll go with Private Party as well.
Yeah, lots of easy ways for a team to get a nice little quick victory. Like you were even saying, too, maybe do something where, Malachi's the one that lands on the knockout blow, but then, because of a distraction from the Outrunners, Private Party capitalizes and gets the pin on,
Outrunners doing something silly, posing, body slamming, whatever, trying to get schoolboys, whatever, what the hell are you guys doing? And, yeah, Private Party hits something quick roll or something like that. Gets the win. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Barber, what you thinking here?
I hear what you guys are saying about Private Party, and if I was going head over heart, I'd go Private Party. But I feel like every show I'm going with what I want to see, at least once, and this is going to be that match. This is what I want to see, and I want to see Kings of the Black Throne finally get those tag titles. So again, Private Party doesn't have to be involved in the decision. If you still want to make them kind of look strong, it would make sense for a rematch at World's End or whatever later on. I don't want them to play hot potato with the title though. At that point, I would want Kings of the Black Throne to beat them cleanly. I want to see them go on a lengthy run with the titles. I think they deserve it. The fun pick, obviously, would be the Outrunners. I think they could be fun champions. I think it's too soon though. But I'm going with what I want: Kings of the Black Throne.
Richie, what you got? A little bit split so far?
Yeah. I do have breaking news. There's some breaking news.
Go for it.
The newest ID recruit's been announced. Surprisingly, it's Kylie Ray.
Smiley Kylie Ray? All right.
Yeah. So here's
I also have breaking news.
Sticks around.
I was browsing the AEW events page, and New Year's Day, January 1st, AEW Fight for the Fallen in Asheville, North Carolina. 15 minutes from my house. So, hey, at the top of the year. So, usually they go to Greenville, about an hour away, or Columbia, hour and a half. I've always had to kind of drive a little bit right in my backyard for a Fight for the Fallen. So, there you go. Just
Cool. But yeah, in regards to this match, I find out it is weird that we're in a situation. In my opinion, anyway, they're in a situation where I feel like the Acclaimed got the least chance here. I feel like the Acclaimed have fallen off a little bit. I don't know. I maybe wrong on that. I could see the Outrunners getting it, considering it. They're the type of team that could probably just pick up the scraps sort of thing, and they're kind of fun. And I could think they could have a fun sort of short run. I'm going to make it interesting and also go for the Kings of the Black Throne. I'm going to say that Private Party are transitional champions, unfortunately, even though it was their cool story to get the titles, but I don't know if it isn't to have a big long run. So I'm going to go Malachi and Brody on this one.
Oh, so we're split 2-2, JP.
Yeah, our first true split. Yeah, not 1 or 2, 2-2, thinking either Private Party retains or we got two people saying we got new tag champs in those very pretty, happy-looking fellas.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Your TBS Women's Championship is on the line. Mercedes Moné accompanied to the ring by Camille. Take it on Chris Statlander, Pez.
Yeah, as much as I still don't think this Mercedes experiment is working quite well. And like you said, is this another case with JPO with the Statlander turning face again, just all out of nowhere, all of a sudden?
She
She's
betrayed
like
her
face?
best friend, aligned
Yeah.
with Stokely, told the people she didn't care about him. She's better than all of us. And then all of a sudden, like in the last few weeks, they're like, oh shit, we need someone from Mercedes on November. Chris, you're good again. You know, and again, it was unearned. Like they should have
Yeah.
done something bigger to like establish, like you know,
Yeah.
save Willow from an attack, or I don't know. Just to me, it felt quick and unearned.
No, and yeah, I think it's going to be Mercedes taking it. You know, we'll talk. We could possibly potentially mention this, but maybe they'll save her getting dethroned by the now retired Tony Storm in storyline. You know, coming out of retirement to take down Mercedes. You know, they can save that for the future, kind of build up to that. So no, I'll stick with Mercedes here.
One of my favorite high spots autographs that I keep wanting to buy, but they're a little too expensive. Is they're doing things where it's Tony Storm and like Babe Ruth hanging out, Tony Storm and Chaplin hanging out.
Yeah.
I want to get one of those. They're pretty cool. Barber, what you got between Monet and the Statlander?
Yeah, this like I said, we just needed somebody for Mercedes. It seems like so. I don't see Chris getting the belt. I think she'd be a good champion, but I think she's really good in the ring. But they'll keep it on Mercedes. I'm not a big fan of the Mercedes character right now either, but they seem to be going for her. So cool.
Mm-hmm.
Richie, do you also think your CEO will get it?
Yeah. Yeah, but I haven't been a fan either of this build up either, because I think they're hot shotting things too quickly. Like Camille's already lost. I think that they could have built up a streak there. They've already had Camille and Mercedes have already had an argument. There's already like teasing dissension there. I think was it this week on Dynamite where like they were Chris was attacking Camille, and she had like an arm in a sling. Like what a baby face that was. So I'm just like, I don't know. It's just all the dynamics are weird. I mean, in regards to Tony Storm, I feel like she's probably going to win it back from Mariah the Grand Slam we're going to, considering that's sort of her hometown, because it's in Brisbane. She's from the Gold Coast, Brisbane. It's about 40 minutes drive. But in regards to this, I'd say Monet. But I don't know where she goes from here. Like, who are we going to get? Like, you could kind of need to kind of plan these out. I don't know where you need to get more women in, maybe. I don't know. Or they're probably going to just turn Camille. I don't know. But yeah, I'll go Mercedes.
No, very simple, clean sweep here for me. Yeah, Monet. I like Stat a lot. I think she's a future champ again, but not for now, not for this feud. So I think Monet will take it. I couldn't find a regular graphic, so we got fancy with this one. Bobby Lashley taking on Swerve Strickland. Speaking of Hotshot, I thought it was a little surprising this week that they Lashley's debut was just like randomly mentioned a segment before it happened. Maybe hype that. Maybe you know what I mean. Like that could be something you mentioned last week. You know, that was a little weird. But yeah, what we at? Barber maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Man, this.
I think we've got a few coming up that are a little trickier to predict. That could be splits. Just saying.
Yeah, I don't think this one is tricky. I think this one just kind of sucks for Swerve. I kind of going on a losing streak here because I don't think you give Lashley a loss in his first big pay-per-view match. I think Swerve is over enough with the crowd that he can overcome it. It just kind of sucks to see him losing as much as he is. In big matches. But yeah, I think Lashley gets the win. It might not be a clean win. I think we could see some outside interference in this one. Make Swerve look a little strong in defeat, but ultimately I do think Lashley takes it.
All right, you can talk about the man with the glorious glutes. Richie, what you thinking?
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's hard because, like, yes, Swerve has sort of lost a couple of times, but I think, like Jacob said, he's over enough where probably won't hurt him as much. But yeah, you don't want to debut a guy like Lashley, who's a big name, and then have him lose right away. So yeah, and I'm thinking maybe. I think this feud is this feud won't end in one match. I think maybe maybe Swerve will probably might build like a develop a temporary faction or something to go against the Hurt Syndicate, as it were. But yeah, I have to go Lashley here. I think it'd be very surprising if Lashley lost his pay-per-view debut. So yeah, Lashley.
Yeah, not much more to add here. It's my only weird qualm was on Wednesday was like, is this still maybe he loses? Did they rush his debut on this random handicap match against Cheeseburger and
Cheeseburger?
Say he won. He won his debut because he's about to lose his first major match. But no, I gotta imagine you're starting off a group. He's the new big signee. You gotta kind of do it. You know what I mean? You gotta kind of put the man over here for multiple reasons here. And he's got MVP. And I'm sure he's got Benjamin. And who knows? They've been handing out those cards a lot. So, you never know if maybe a Max Caster or Leo Rush, whoever pops up as well, to try to solidify their point in the group, possibly.
Yeah,
so I'll go Lashley. Are we going to clean sweep at Pez, or you think maybe Swerve's got a shot?
Here's the thing. Swerve could really use a big win here. I feel like he's kind of lost a little momentum. And I feel like if he somehow overcame this Hurt Business odds, when we all think he's going to fall to the mighty Lashley, he could get that win and really boost himself back up. And then maybe it could lead into, like you said, maybe they put the Hurt on him after the match. He has to recruit a little help, to survive. Maybe he recruits a big man like a Hobbs, to his side. They pull a few strings. Prince Nana helps him out. We keep this thing going. I'm going to pull the Swerve and go Swerve here, actually, and say he overcomes the odds when everybody's betting against him in this one. Forget, he's a world champion. And I think Lashley could actually eat the loss here. And they could still make it work. And because he's a big enough star to where it's not going to hurt him to really lose. I think it would hurt Swerve more if he loses in this one. So I'm going to actually pull the Swerve and say Swerve.
Yeah, but you stole my line. Pez swerved us by picking Swerve. But I can see it. No, I think everything you said, it was kind of ran through my mind. I thought it was quite possible. But the majority did say Lashley will walk away the winner. Nice glasses. Where are we at? 7 of 10. Still got a few more to go here. Your TNT championship. Is it the scapegoat? Or will Daniel Garcia finally get that shot? Really cool shot Wednesday, too, of Garcia putting Perry on the hood of his car and just driving around with him for a minute. Really cool little shot there. Richie, who you got here? Perry or Daniel?
This is tough because, I don't know, I could see them giving Perry a longer having it for a bit longer. But like Garcia, I think he's due for a title run sooner rather than later. Maybe that was part of his he was in negotiations with heavy negotiations with AEW not long ago. Maybe that was part of his deal. Like, hey man, I want to win some gold. I'm going to go Daniel Garcia. Might be a bit, I don't know. Could still go anyway, but I'm going to go Daniel Garcia. I think it's his moment. I think he'll make a good TNT champion. It's probably not going to be the first pay-per-view match. I could see them rematching it towards the end, but I think Daniel Garcia gets it done. So, new champ.
Back in March, I predicted Daniel Garcia would defeat Christian for the TNT title. I was wrong. Let's see if I'm wrong twice. I'm going to say Daniel Garcia will defeat Jack Perry for the TNT title here. Perry's had several defenses. I think Garcia's been teased so much where I feel like this would just hurt him even more if he doesn't finally just get the title. Why even bother? Wait until you're ready kind of thing. Not that I think it's quite possible for Jack Perry to retain it, but I don't think that Garcia gets it. I also think we're kind of leading into New Age versus Blackpool or the Death Riders kind of angle, so this could also play into that, with Garcia maybe also helping to lead the group against those guys. So, Pez, what you think between Mr. Perry and Garcia?
Yeah, it could be time for somebody to get one over on this Ryder faction, and there's a way you can do that. Obviously, the Ryder's still going to be on top. We'll talk about it. Well, I think, or at least I think we will for the main event. We'll get there. But this is a way that somebody could get a one up on them, take one of these titles, and it wouldn't hurt Perry that much because then he could just work in his character, complaining about it, even more, that he was screwed or whatever, and keep playing with that. Garcia, it's like Takeshita, we said the last one, where she's like, he kind of desperately needs a big win like this. He just needs some kind of title or something to really boost him back up again and get him back in the picture. And I think this is a way you could do it. So I'll go with Garcia.
Barber.
Yeah, I was just looking it up. Jack Perry actually has the second longest reign with the belt at 145 days currently, 147 by the time he defends it on Saturday. So yeah, it's not like he's had his time with the belt, and yeah, he's defended it
and several defenses too. To give him credit, like he's done like open challenges,
right.
So
I think he's done a good job with the belt. I think if Daniel Garcia loses here, it's like where does he go? Are the people still going to believe in him? I think it's time to give him a big win, give him a nice moment. And yeah, I think he could be a good TNT champion. So I'm going to go with Daniel Garcia.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a small chance we all just screwed Garcia by picking him. I feel like we're all so certain we're all going to be so wrong.
It looks very
naked. It wouldn't be the first time we all agreed and then we're wrong.
I know.
It looks very naked in that photo.
Oh yeah, no, there's definitely sometimes when you got to crop wrestling photos. Oh yeah. So Daniel Garcia winning. Oh, sorry, what? Match number 8: Will Ospreay, Kyle Fletcher. Former friends. He lived with me during the flat, bruv. Well, I never wanted to be you, bruv. Anywho, Richie, what you thinking?
Yeah, I think this would be one of the matches of the night because these guys are great and got great chemistry.
Oh, you don't say a Will Ospreay match might be the match of the night.
I'm going out on a limb. I know.
Yeah. What a bold prediction, Richie.
Bold prediction.
Yeah, I know it's controversial, but I'm gonna say it. And I'm glad just Kyle Fletcher shaved his head. He's got I didn't realize how much of a punchable face he has. He's got a very punchable face. That is and I say that as an Australian. I'm sorry, man, but you got a punchable face. Look, as much as maybe wouldn't mind if Kyle Fletcher won, I don't think he is going to win. I think Will Ospreay is going to have a 5 or 7.5 star, whatever Meltzer's rating it that day, banger. And he's going to come on top in a really good match. But so I'll go Will Ospreay.
Yeah, I'm a little torn on this one here because Fletcher's been pretty steadily built nicely as well. And it's definitely going to be a great match. Yeah, I am so bold to say Ospreay's a pretty decent worker.
This Ospreay might have something for the future. You know what I'm saying?
If you keep it up,
he's one to look out for here in the future.
Yeah, he might get ID'd. You know what? He might.
AEW ID. I'll go Ospreay, but this is another one that reeks of a potential future as well. So I don't know. We'll see. That might not be the smartest choice. I don't know. I'll go Ospreay. Pez.
I'm gonna stick with Ospreay because I think they're eventually gonna set him up to be the ultimate guy that looks to take down the Riders and looks to take down Moxley, because he can match that intensity and be the one to step it up eventually. So he's gonna keep running some momentum here. It just probably won't be to the new year. Probably Revolution if I had to guess. The big LA Staples Center show, something like that. So I'll say Ospreay keeps his momentum going.
Very Barber.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ospreay as well. Yeah, potential match of the night candidate here. I'm gonna be so bold as to predict that this is gonna open the show as well, and we're gonna kick it off with a bang and give Ospreay the win.
Good.
Well, no, I should have a possibility as well. Ospreay clean sweep over Fletcher. All right, almost there. Penultimate match of the night, at least as far as the Wikipedia is concerned. Go to get to Kesha, Ricochet 1-on-1. for the international title. I'll go by me now. Yeah, I mean, as far as pay-per-view wise, Kineska just got it. So, he's been doing pretty good defending it on Maple Leaf Wrestling and other places. So, I think they like that. I think he's doing good with it. So, for multiple reasons, I'm going to say Takeshita retains. I was excited that he won it. We all were kind of hoping for that. So, let's keep it going now. No need to change it now. Ricochet can always get something down the line. Austin?
Yeah, no, I'll stick with Takeshita. He just won it. I was happy he did. I've been pulling for the guy to be in this kind of position. It looks like they're finally ready to showcase him, what he can do. I'm a big fan of him, obviously. And I like what he does. And Ricochet, again, they can have a great match. People can get over, even if they in losses, having great matches and just, showing, the AEW fans know that Ricochet, what he can do. Quick question, JPO, because I don't get to see Dynamite every week, but that Ricochet Hobbs tag team, is that a thing, or was that a one-off, or is that gonna stick going forward?
It didn't seem like it was necessarily a going forward thing.
Okay.
I mean, I could see it, I guess, technically, but no, it just very much felt like a, hey, let's get Hobbs back out. Mystery opponent.
Yeah, it's kind of out of nowhere, but I mean, that could be a fun tag team if they stuck with it going forward. I'm just saying that could be.
I'm not against that.
Fun.
I always like room for him elsewhere.
A quicker guy, mixed with a big guy, big Haas, always fun tag teams in there. You look at a guy
kind of similar to Keith Lee and Swerve,
that's what I mean. Yeah, like big guy, quicker guy, always fun. I would like to see that going forward, but I'll take Takeshita here.
What you got, Barber?
Yeah, I don't want to see Takeshita lose the belt for at least 286 more days when he becomes the longest reigning international champion. Because I think the guy is a tremendous worker. I think he's got the look. I think he's a tremendous heel. But the way he moves in the ring, like, you can't help but cheer for him. I think this is going to be a great match. I think this is another one that's kind of on the easier side to predict. I think Ricochet's time will come. But not at Full Gear. I think Takeshita retains.
All right, Richie, clean it up or say Rico Shea has a chance?
He has a chance at some point against probably a different opponent, and just not at this event. No, I think Ricochet will be an international champion at some point. But Takeshita wins here. I think it's too early to take the title off him. He's doing great work, and I think it's gonna take a lot for him to lose. So I got Takeshita here.
All right, no, that will indeed be a clean sweep here. No, not to Ricochet, but we're on the Takeshita high. It's too early to get off that train. Finally, your most likely main event of the night. Jon Moxley defending that world championship against whatever from wherever, Orange Cassidy. Pez, it's the Dead Riders rolling, or will whatever get it?
This is the easiest one to predict of the night. Orange Cassidy has a 0.0% chance of becoming world champion here. I just world champion Orange Cassidy. No, especially not in the mix of this storyline. This especially in the middle of this storyline where he's, changing AEW forever, taking over whatever. No, he has to be champion in order to keep this going. So sorry, Orange. I know you want to position yourself as the savior, but it ain't happening this time. So no, Moxley destroys Orange Cassidy.
Barber, do you agree that Cassidy has no shot? Or do you think Orange has some juice left in the tank, baby?
I disagree 100%. I think Orange Cassidy is going to take this. I think Orange Cassidy is going to be your new champion. I think you don't expect him to have a plan, but he's going to have a plan. And I think Moxley is only champion because Bryan Danielson was like, hey, I think it's time to hang it up. And they were like, hey, we want to give you this title run, though. I was like, all right, well, okay, cool. And then, he hangs it up in his home state. Moxley is, no stranger to the transitional champion. He's done it twice before. I think I could be wrong. I might be wrong. But I'm going to go with Orange Cassidy. And if I am wrong, I won't be surprised.
We're split. Richie, talk to us. Mox, Cass.
I like the idea that most of John Moxley's title reigns has been out of convenience, just because he's the get out of jail free card.
Hey, you're here. Shit.
But no, I'll be in the middle here and slightly disagree with Piers. I think Orange. I didn't like maybe if you asked me a year ago, I'd say Orange Cassidy's in a world championship. Like their gimmick's on a world championship caliber. I do think now, because of the switch of his character a bit and the way he's been wrestling, I think he will win the world title at some stage. But it's not going to be a full year. I think. I mean, we'll get to. I think Darby Allin is going to beat John Moxley at when that is. I don't know, but I think that's what they're setting up for. So I'll go John Moxley here, but it'll be good, man.
All right, me. Who? I mean, yeah, I think down the line, Orange Cassidy may get it. I think it's just too early, especially also in this Death Rider storyline of, we're taking over. I'm seizing the network. To where, oh wait, never mind. Our reign's over. Never mind. Damn, that was pretty short. So I think Moxley's gonna retain it at least for a little bit longer here. What'd you say, Richard?
I said John Moxley because
Jacob said Orange. Jacob said we were split. Yeah.
Jacob did have a thumbs up for for Orange. We give thumbs up.
I had like a somewhat of a thumbs up.
It was kind of a thumbs up.
It was kind of a thumbs up for Orange.
Quick note too, as you can see now in the bottom right, along with some of the other matches of the night. Not a match, but a Champagne Championship celebration between your women's champ Mariah May and also the Rev Pro Stardom champ Mira Shirakawa. I'm thinking this is where Tony Storm returns. Obviously, I don't think they're just going to drink champagne and leave. So either A, Mariah's going to be even more of a heel and maybe attack her, or B, Tony Storm's going to return. I don't know if you guys want to weigh in on that. Do you think there's any shenanigans from the champagne match? Or champagne celebration, not a match?
Two hot women are going to come to the ring and drink champagne. And
probably kiss, which is kind of,
and shenanigans will happen.
Yeah.
Imagine being a champ for 3 months and then finally celebrating.
Yeah, I'm like, oh,
yeah, a little late. Yeah, she just had.
Any other predictions on how many more matches? How many more matches other than the Boom Boom match or whatever his name is for 0 Hour? We'll get announced. At least two.
I'm gonna say 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be 4 matches.
Yeah,
I'll say 2.
I'll say 3.
Yeah,
So
at least 2.
At least 4.
At least 2. Yeah, probably 3.
No, 3's pretty conservative to say.
Yeah,
but
one of them.
I could see Brian Cage won that title right from Atlantis. He could be defended against somebody, on that.
You got Brian Cage, you got Archer, you got Hobbs, you got a lot of names left off the card.
One of them will be a 4-on-4 match.
Watch Jericho get on the pre-show. Like who knows, So
we're gonna get a 4-on-4 match of who's in the back? Get out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're big on those random 6 to 8 man to 10 man tags. So it very well could be let's fill out the Roosh, all those Mordhos, Hologram, Commander. Yeah.
Hologram. I think he got injured actually.
Let's bring back Hologram and Mordhos.
Mm-hmm.
I'd
like to see Brian Cage and Beast Morto slam into each other. That could be fun. Yeah. It's a nice meaty match for the 0 Hour I'd watch. Yeah.
Some fun stuff coming up on Full Gear. This Saturday, catch that on, traditional pay-per-view on Triller, on Fight, on YouTube, your local Dave & Buster's, maybe your local AMC. You got
or if you're lucky enough for the JPO send you the StreamYard link to my Triller stream, maybe on StreamYard.
Unless I know you already. If you're watching, we know you. Maybe
we would never do that. All 4 of us would buy the pay-per-view and support the company.
Hey, listen, Tony. I've always said, listen. No, what we're doing is completely legitimate because I am buying the pay-per-view legitimately. This would be exactly the same. It's the exact same situation as if you guys came to my house and I put it on my big screen. It's the same situation as if people gathered together in a house and watched it.
Me and Tatum would try to steal it.
Yeah. So we are watching a legitimate stream, just watching it together. That's all. So
I'm gonna get pizza tomorrow. I'll say pizza for Saturday. Uncle Rico's in town. Just got like an award. So Uncle Rico's Saturday. I'll get you pizza.
Yeah, no. I have to. I always look at the calendar and go, "Oh, AEW pay-per-view pizza night." All right, yeah.
Yeah. That's why
pizza.
I've been wanting
That's
that
right.
pizza for a little bit now. I'm gonna do
Mhm.
it tomorrow. I'm like, oh, I got a pay-per-view. No, let me save that. Let me save pizza night for Saturday night.
Yes. No, pizza night Saturday for me as well. And then, not much longer after that because Survivor Series will be the week after that. So we got a busy next 2 weeks. AEW and WWE both having big pay-per-views coming up. So
Yeah.
and
Now,
then
did we agree that we're going to go Wednesday next week?
is that what we said? I don't know.
Because us Americans, Richie, have a little thing called
have Thanksgiving. Yes.
We'll talk off air.
Yeah, we'll talk. We'll definitely probably won't do it Thanksgiving. We'll figure out what other day we're gonna do, and we'll do something. And probably Wednesday would be ideal because I think I have something going on Monday and Tuesday at 9:00. So two different shows over on the Movie Network. So it's probably got to be that, honestly. So yeah, we'll talk about it. Because we definitely got to get our Full Gear review and our Survivor Series predictions before Thanksgiving. So got some stuff to do next week. But yeah, that'll wrap it up for tonight. So just some discussion. Always fun to run down these cards, see what we think. Overall thoughts, guys. I mean, again, feels like one of those kind of middle pay-per-views for AEW, but again, some of those ones have been some of the best of the year usually because they deliver in the ring, and I think a lot of them, as usual, are worth watching because they do deliver when it comes to the goods, inside the ropes. So maybe not the hottest storyline wise, but still could be some interesting stuff coming out of it. Going on.
I didn't really.
You going to that Orlando pay-per-view or no? You're gonna make the trip for World's End?
Probably
or
not.
No?
Probably not.
No?
I'm hoping that Dynamite or Rampage Collision is coming closer. I'll do that, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I gotta do a pay-per-view at some point though. That is on the bucket list.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, where they're running before that. I was trying to look again. I was just perusing the event page of AEW and saw that they were coming to Asheville. Like literally, that's the week after, like the Wednesday after that World's End pay-per-view, because the World's End is on the 28th, and then January 1st is that. So I'll see the fallout from whatever happens at that World's End. But yeah, I don't know if they're. I guess it would make sense if they ran somewhere, even if it was just Jacksonville. Their old stomping grounds. The week before they jumped down.
No, come closer, not farther.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm just saying, if they were going to, them in that Daly's place in Jacksonville, where they set up shop. So, as far as I can tell, the show, I mean, they don't have anything. Let's see, the closest they have announced is December 22nd, Dynamite in New York at the Hammerstein. They're running a couple of shows at the Hammerstein up in New York, the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. 3 shows in a row because you got Final Battle on the 20th. You got Collision on the 21st, and then Dynamite on the 22nd. And then there's like nothing else announced so far from there. But obviously, it could be an interesting situation because Christmas is literally on that Wednesday, December 25th. So, I don't know if they're just going to pre-tape a lot of stuff. It's very possible they could do a double pre-tape, the one before that, something like that. Same with the Collision. It could be literally like double tapings for everything up at Hammerstein. That would make sense, at least a little bit. So, or actually, I'm sorry. It looks like, Collision and Dynamite. They'll be taping both of those. So it looks like Collision might be live and Dynamite taped for next week, if that makes sense. The following for the Christmas week. So there you go.
I read somewhere that they're thinking of like just have, but they're toying with the idea of potentially just having Collision taped like just going forward, because that is the talent prefer it, just easier on them. So then having Collision light, but I don't know if they're going, it's just an idea they're experimenting with.
Or just, you mean instead of taping it separately, with like a whole separate thing, just combining it with the Dynamite tapings?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure the talent would like that because then they just have to go to one show a week.
Yeah.
Instead of traveling all around, just go to one date every week and tape both shows. But I don't know about the fans getting to see more of stuff. We'll see what happens there. But all right, let's wrap it up from there. JPO, I know you're a man of all things trivia and old, long time, first times, and all kinds of stuff. What you got going on over the Pierce Co. and everything else? What's up?
Yeah, the Pierce Co. is the other channel you'll find me hanging out all the time here. We just did a birthday trivia for Jeremy Potter's, one of our buddies here. We're always doing top 10s trivia. Lots of shenanigans over there. And like you said, a call-in show. Thursdays at 8 normally. Again, probably not next week. But normally Thursdays at 8, where you can literally call in and we'll put you on the stream. We'll talk about some movies that we've watched for the first time in either A, a super long time, or B, never at all. And then, of course, Pierce Wrestling. We have exclusive matches over there, exclusive interviews, and other shenanigans as well. And this was fun as always. And looking forward to next week, too. We got to talk some Survivor Series.
Yeah, Survivor Series and our full gear review. So yeah, loaded show next week. JP will be pulling some graphics again next week, and we'll see. If
always
they
easier with WWE.
Keep that fifth War Games man a mystery. I imagine they will. They'll just keep it kind of a mystery for the day of. Keep people intrigued and want to watch it live, and then we'll see if they add any other matches. Because as of right now, what's announced officially as of right now? So we got the women's War Games match, the men's. Gunther and Damian, right? Is that it officially? So maybe a few more announcements as of maybe SmackDown tomorrow night and or Raw next week. So we'll see if they fill in, because there's only 3. Got to get to that magic 5, right? So it's got to be at least 2 more. We'll see.
Braun Breaker's not really feuding with anybody, is he? Not really.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was only 1 and they gave the War Games matches
a lot of time.
Some significant,
I feel like
Elimination Chamber was only 4.
Well, yeah, I feel like you can still squeeze 2 more. You get 2 more 10-minute
This is one of those big 4s. So I mean,
it's a 3-hour show. You got to fill it out with some matches. You know what I mean? 4 matches on a Survivor Series seems a little low. They'll have at least 2. So we'll see what they announce. I'd imagine 1 more SmackDown related match, 1 more Raw related match, something like that. So, Richie, what you got going on?
You can catch me and Pez literally right after this.
Probably in about 15 minutes. Yeah, the top of the hour. We'll be going probably midnight Eastern time because we didn't do it before. Yeah.
Talking about Candyman. This should be fun. And next time when you're on stream, there'll be a different background because I'm moving again. I'm man about town. But we're just moving down the road. Got a bit busy stuff going on, but when I'm hoping to have internet relatively quick. I've sorted it out today, but I do have a few things coming up tournament fights, Tiranga, and all that jazz. I was on
potentially as long as your internet works. The Beetlejuice recast next week potentially.
The Beetlejuice recast. The Beetlejuice recast. I still called into long time first time I was in the car, but I still managed to talk about Geostorm. That's a movie.
Geostorm, Jesus Christ.
Check that out, and I'm around doing other trivia stuff. So
Jacob, if you'd like to be a backup on standby for the recast, you can, in case Richie's internet is not hooked up that day. You can be our backup, although you would have to get some picks in, fairly quickly and not have any crossovers. I'd have to communicate with you pretty quickly about not having crossovers because, Jordan submitted his the other day, and I was like, 2 of those are crossover. Gotta submit a different one because there's one kind of obvious one that multiple people picked that only one person was able to get for Beetlejuice. You can probably guess, so only one person can have it. But that's up to you. We'll talk behind the scenes if you want to be on standby for that and participate in the recast. It's pretty fun.
I like the the Willy Wonka one that we did. So recast it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I saw too that your Pulp Fiction one got quite the.
It's like our most viewed video on the Movie Hero Network now. It's got 2-something thousand reviews or views or something. I don't know. That one just caught the algorithm, I guess. I hashtag the shit out of every single one of those episodes. So I try to get them in there somehow. But for whatever reason, that one picked up. Maybe Pulp Fiction gets searched a lot on YouTube. You know what I mean? So
maybe.
That's why we try to do at least these popular movies that get searched a lot. That's what we try to do. So hopefully, maybe the
Beetlejuice is still kind of popular.
That's what
right
I mean.
now.
Beetlejuice is with the sequel. It's probably getting viewed.
I mean,
searched a
it
lot.
just got released on Blu-ray, so
That's what I mean. So hopefully, it's still in the zeitgeist right now. So we'll see what happens if we can get that. That's why we're doing it. So, yeah. But
you know what else got released on Blu-ray? I can finally. Hey, look at that.
Hey, so I am waiting for I had pre-ordered like 5 months ago my 4K Steelbook, so it should be showing up any day now that they're coming out. So hopefully that will be showing up my door sometime soon. Yes.
When are you going to open that, Jacob? Is it?
Listen, trying to catch up on my 2024 movies right now, so
Up to January 2024.
probably in January.
Hey, listen, I would be remiss, Jacob. I would be remiss if I didn't have some Blu-ray sitting over here that I still have plastic on them as well. So that's fine.
Yeah, I do too.
It is what it is. Besides Blu-ray watching and 2024 new release watching, what you got going on, Jacob? Anything you want to plug?
No, not much. Yeah, I don't have much of an online presence anymore. I do show up here mostly. Although the open mic that I used to do on Wednesdays has moved to Thursdays. So there might be like a one Thursday a month where I kind of like, hey, it's the one Thursday I'm going to go do comedy. But obviously, this is going to take priority. We've been doing this for like, what?
Well, pick those off weeks where we don't have like any predictions or or reviews or anything going on. We get those ones where we're just doing retro reviews or something. No big deal. So it's all good.
Every once in a while, it'll just be the three of them.
December will be a light month because literally there will be like 3 weeks where there's no AEW pay-per-views. WWE doesn't have a pay-per-view. All they have is Saturday night's main event, which we can just talk casually about, on the actual show. We don't have to like make predictions for it. We'll just talk about it, and kind of review it. And then nothing to Royal Rumble after that. So
they had like 1 year. They had day one, which was on like the first day of the year, which I think that they were like, that was a bad idea because people want that day off. So
no, we don't have to like sit and make predictions for December 14th, Saturday night's main event. We'll just, we'll just talk about, what matches they're doing and then just talk about it after, no big deal. So just kind of a casual. Hopefully they'll put it on I'm hoping it'll be a thing, Jacob, on Peacock where you can watch like a replay. It's not just going to be like a thing like Raw where you got to wait forever. Like it'll actually
be nice.
I can, I could try as long as it's streaming live on Peacock, I can try to watch it live that night. Hopefully it will be, and then they can just archive it right afterwards. That'd be nice.
I'm assuming that might be where we get Cody versus Kevin Owens. But,
I wouldn't be. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I think that's
no, I'm sure they'll book a couple of big matches for that show because it'll be like not quite a pay-per-view, but they could do some storyline matches on that show to get people tuning in and do some setups for Royal Rumble, you know what I mean, if they need to on there. It's a good place to do it. And then another big one is we'll have the January 1st debut on Netflix. That'll be a big show as well. They're already booking not necessarily booking matches, but I've already seen promos running for the Netflix thing. Like they've already been running like almost like trailer kind of things,
And
so
Roman and Cody will be on there, even though this match.
That's what I mean. They're at least promoting the people who will be on there, including people from SmackDown, things like that. So, so that'll be a big event as well. You could see some big matches on that show, so that'll be fun. I'm sure.
Travis Scott is going to be doing the new theme song for it. So that I like his music. I think he's pretty good. So it'll be cool. And TV 14. I'm excited.
I'm sure there'll be something to justify it on that show. We'll all be tuned in.
You find it in the first 5 seconds. Welcome to Raw, motherfucker.
Introducing Seth fucking Rollins.
That's right. I might have that date wrong, by the way. Is it the week after that? Raw Netflix debut January 6th. January 6th. Yeah, I was gonna say it's the first Monday of January, which the first December 30th is a Monday, and then the first Monday in January is the 6th. So there you go. But that'll be cool. Everybody get a chance to watch, and we'll see if Netflix can handle the streaming live.
I hope so.
My point was that
people are going to be watching.
Yeah, I don't think 100 million people are going to be watching the Raw debut. It's not going to be the levels of the Tyson fight, but at the same time, it is live, so hopefully they'll get it. They learn their lesson from
that. Tyson fight was cheeks.
Well, I don't know if I'm, even if like it's a fight I'm looking for, I don't know if I'm gonna stomach watching it. I'll probably just watch highlights because that much preamble. Holy shit! I thought WWE did preamble. I thought AEW did preamble. Holy shit!
Kill time in between matches. Oh my
Holy
god! Did they
crap!
take
I'm just
45
like,
minutes of garbage between the women's match and the main event. Holy cow! Did it take forever?
we've got to interview Cedric the Entertainer for some reason with his fucking stupid hat.
And we're gonna sing the national anthem before the main event instead of at the beginning of the show. Okay, all right, whatever you gotta do to kill time. Sounds good.
I missed the last 2 rounds of the main event. I fell asleep.
Yeah, I stayed up and watched it because we just weren't tired.
Anyways, before the results were ending, I'm like, no, I'm done.
Well, that's another topic for another day. But needless to say, yeah, we had the same reaction everybody else did. Women's fight good. Main event sucked. All right. Anyways, that was the takeaway. Movie Hero Network is where you can mostly find me. Tournament Fights Tier Ranker, hosting recasts, hosting Wheel of Movies. Like I said, with Richie in just a little bit. We'll take a quick breather, and then we'll come right back. So you can switch over to the Movie Hero Network, turn those notifications on, and join us for a review of Candyman in honor of the late great Tony Todd, as we'll be honoring him in his most iconic role. So we'll be talking about that in just a little bit, but we'll wrap it up for there, and we'll see you guys a little bit over in the Movie Hero Network. So for JPO, for Richie, for Mr. Barber, I am Austin Pez Howell, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks.
Well,